The 7th World Forum on China Studies wrapped up yesterday, and during the two-day event, sinologists discussed the topics including cultural confidence and major country diplomacy for China's development in the new era. We are now joined by John Ross, Senior Fellow of Chongyang Institute of Renmin University of China, to talk about the country's future economic development. Welcome to the studio.
Hello.
So we understand the theme for this year's World Forum on China Studies is China in the new era. So in your understanding, what is China's role in this new era?
Well, I think there's two aspects to it. There's a domestic one and an international one. The domestic one is, to put it, is that China is making the transition to a high-income economy. By official World Bank classification, China is what is called an upper middle income economy. Right. By China's criteria, which is of moderate prosperity, it will reach that in about 2021. But the second aspect is the international one. The IMF projects in the West only 1.7% economic growth for the next 5 years. So therefore the international situation is not helping China anymore. So the new era is the transition to a high-income economy domestically, but the fact that China is going to have to do this in a situation in which the main Western economies are growing very slowly.
Obviously, we have seen China has become a major player, has played a major role in international or world economy, and I believe China's role will be increasingly bigger in the future. As a result, we've seen many of the Chinese newborn companies, very young companies, they are now very large. And with China becoming more and more important and also leading in many of the new industries in the future. So you believe in the next 20 to 25 years, Chinese companies will take the lead in new industries?
Well, yes, take the Fortune Global 500. Number one is the United States, but number two now is China. The layout, we may say, of these industries in which China is strong and the United States is strong are slightly different, because the US still has a big advantage in per capita GDP. So China is very strong in things like oil, gas, electricity generation. It's number one in the world in construction. It's very highly ranked in railways. It's very highly ranked also in banking. Chinese banks are rated above American banks. But on the other hand, the US has a big advantage in high technology industries and in what are called non-financial services. This is everything from hotels, fast food chains, media, and things of that type. So China will particularly increase its position in a number of new industries, but it won't be able to completely overtake the United States by 2035.
On the current list of the world's 10 biggest countries, there are two from China, namely Alibaba and Tencent. In 2035, can we predict the next top giants? Are they likely to come from China?
No, you can't predict. The most important industries by 2035 will be industries which haven't yet been invented. That I'm absolutely certain of.
Not invented?
Not invented, no. As it will be people training for jobs that don't exist at the moment, and it'll be in industries that haven't been invented. Because that's what happens when you have very rapid technological progress. What China has is it has the advantage. China has the world's biggest financial resources. China's savings are about $5 trillion a year compared to the US $3 trillion a year. So whatever it is, China can finance it. By 2035, China's per capita GDP will be about 66% of that of the United States.
Two-thirds.
About two-thirds by that time. But China's total economy will be 200% of the United States at that time.
And by then, China would have become the largest economy, single economy
by far
in the world.
The largest economy in the world, yes.
Currently, China is no longer a paradise for labor-intensive industries. Current companies who are labor-intensive, they need to consider right now. They really have to start to think about transferring the business model.
It's very good news that China is no longer a low-wage economy. And what's happening is Chinese companies in what were previously labor-intensive industries have the management expertise, but they don't have the low wages. Well, they have a logical solution. In that case, they take their management expertise, they go to Bangladesh, or what a lot of them are doing, going to Ethiopia. And those companies which are producing within China, well, they've already got to abandon the low income model. I mean, there's what is called in the technical jargon cost innovation. That means you can reduce costs, not by paying low wages, but because you have better logistics, you have better management systems, and so on and so forth.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ross, for sharing your insights with us.
Thank you.